Visions fade when postponed. The vision is for an appointed time. I agree. But don't skip that time. Be sensitive to the timing, your timing. Follow your heartbeat. Principle number 5. Potential reaches meaning only in service. Whatever you become, that you are not deploying to make society better, to make your family better, to make the church better, to make the kingdom better, to make your generation better, is not good enough. Not good enough. And that will lead me to the forces that push humans to unlock their potentials. Please pay attention to this. Very important. Because unless you have this knowledge, you will not know why you should go away from this convention and become a different person. Go and begin to do things you were not doing before. Go and begin to take calculated strategic risk that you need in your life. The forces that should make you unlock your potential. Number 1, fear of poverty. You see, I purposely lifted this as number 1. I don't even know how to emphasize it. But you see, poverty is a terror. If you remember, as our daddies are here, if you remind yourself how it feels on a day you are driving into your house, or you are walking into your house, you are just going home, and your daughter meets you at the gate to say, I was driven out of school today. You are still trying to comprehend it. And she's telling you, but the worst is that I'm hungry. Parents, you can relate. You understand what I'm talking about? Poverty is a terror. Now, in all you're getting, after getting Christ, get money. No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. As far as the spiritual things are concerned, get Christ. Because they said, Christ answereth all things. But wait a minute. After Christ, money answereth all that things. You see, I may be running into a problem with the leadership of ECWA. Because they may think I am preaching posterity. In the sense of the Pentecostalism. No, sir, I am not. We need to charge our people to begin to make legitimate money. Because we are complaining about hosting this conference. Because there's no money. If you want to stay out of poverty, as a youth, growing up into your adult age, you must begin to think of how to release your potential, maximize it, because your wealth is tied to your potentials. It is in you. Nowhere else. Because it is what is in you that will make that wealth to come. Let me tell you, maybe you've heard before, that we all complain of hardship. And we talk about, we like to romanticize. I like to talk about rich people, like Elon Musk. The man who is so rich that his next project is to go and build his palace in the moon. So rich. And then we talk about Dangote and others. Big people that own money. Money listening to them. Let me tell you what will happen. After 2 months, 2/3 of those who received the money would have counted 0. Then the other 1/3 in 6 months. So what am I saying? Before the end of 1 year, that money will still go back to where it came from. Why? Because money, they understand language. If you doubt it, with the permission of EE, I will go and ask my friend to give me 10 million. I will call one of you and say, I'm giving you this money. Let's see what happens to it after 1 year. Okay, I know with the teachings you are receiving in ECWA and this church today, and by reason of this convention, any money that you are getting now, especially if you are business inclined, will be rightly utilized. The other force that will make you to unlock your potential is the desire to truly live. I don't know how to emphasize this. Some people are simply existing. Eating and paying bills. They wake up in the morning, they do not know what next to do with their life. My friend Linus Okore, that features in leadership, he said, if you do not have reason for waking up every day, sleeping becomes interesting. But if you have a reason in your heart, a fire in your spirit, something in your bone that will not even let you sleep at night, you'll be waiting for the cock crow to wake up and start pursuing that dream. You see, I said I love Joseph. Joseph was in a strange land, in a house of an unbeliever. And he was so good that the man Potiphar entrusted everything to him. And how was he effective? I know he wakes up early. Because Potiphar said, the only problem I ever had under Joseph was to decide what I will eat. That's an exceptional guy. You need to truly live. And what does it mean to truly live? It means that wherever you find yourself, in a low state or in a high state, everywhere you find yourself, in your family, in the church, in the youth fellowship, anywhere you find yourself, let it be said that somebody is here. I told myself a long time ago, anywhere I go to, and my presence is not felt positively, I will leave that place. I told my student the other day, I was discussing the AI. I said, in the next 5 years, 10 years, AI may take over the jobs of everybody. I said, the moment, any day, AI can do my job better than I do it, I'll resign. It's a challenge. To truly live is to live. To add energy to whatever you're doing. If you cannot do it differently, then you are not good enough. In pursuit of purpose, responsibility to others, fear of regrets. You see, if you ask the elders, they will tell you the greatest fear of an adult is not what they did, but what they failed to do. Maybe out of fear. There are so many things I should have done, Oga. There are so many things I should have done, that I didn't do. Today, somehow, I regret them. That's not good. Anything that will make you regret your life after a certain stage. And that is why I said it's good that you are hearing this now. To begin to challenge yourself. Because, oge na-aga aga. Ndị Igbo na nene na-ekwu oge na-aga aga. My Hausa brother, you translate it. Don't mind me. I've been working with them for how many years now? I said my greatest aspiration, is to learn how to. I love that language. I love Hausa language. But the only one I know, when I was as council member, the only one I got to know was in Akwana, Lafia, Kalu. So all those. I've been working with than Luke. He refused to teach me than Luke. A very bad friend. My director is better. But my director need to get my time. Don't live your life in such a way that at the end, you will regret what you should have done. What you should have done. So the process. We're not going to take long. We have expounded on the other issues. The process. Number one is discovery. It's a 4-dimension process. Discovery, development, release, and maximization. The process. The question is, what is in me? What capacities lies within my design? Where might my contributions emerge? What we are going to look at is, how do you discover your potential? And what are the factors that inhibit you from discovering your potential? It may surprise you to know that your career may not contain your potential. I work in the university, and I know for sure that, let me not exaggerate, 80% of those who pass through the institutions of higher learning these days are accidental students. Accidental students, they want to go in and just become a graduate like others. Or my father, my parents wanted me to study a particular course. Chickena. Is it chickena or chickena? After this, maybe they will lay hand on me to learn this, so it's very important. So, it's not even, but only a few pursue careers that embody their potentials. So, what you need to do as an individual is to look inwards and see what is in it. There's a passage in the Bible. He said, I will make the desires of your heart to succeed. The desires of your heart. So, how do you discover your potential? Number one, by reflection. How many of you ever sit back from a noisy world to reflect on who you are and what you are capable of doing? What are my interests? What are my desires? What is it that I can do better? What is it that when I want to do it, I do it effortlessly? Reflect. Number two is exposure. You cannot remain in your confines and then get the instincts of what you are capable of doing. Exposure is important. It expands imagination and activates capability. Feedback you are getting from others. I want to emphasize this because this one can be tricky. Young men, young women, do not live your life on the opinion of others. Especially in the era of the social media. By the touch of a button, every morning, every afternoon, every evening, you are seeing fad, you are seeing reels that you want to emulate. Or some of these posts that are telling you are not good enough. Do not fall to all those. Live your life according to the design God made it for. But you still need the feedback from others. What are the righteous feedback you are getting from people? It's very important to help you to know where you are headed. Adversity. We read the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel. We know of this guy called David. We know him from our little age. They told us the story of David. David, the shepherd boy. David, the giant killer. David was anointed to replace Saul because God saw in him what ordinary eye of human could not see. But David had to go through a process to actually be enthroned. And you know what announced David officially? Can somebody tell me what eventually announced David? The slaughtering of Goliath was one incident that announced David. That is to tell you that you will not discover, you will not become all that God wants you to be. Sometimes you need adversity. You need something that will challenge your core existence. You need something that will push you out of comfort. You need something that will look you in the face and say, I dare you. And if you retort back, I say, you come to me with spear, with javelin, with sword, and all the armor that men can catalog. You come with me with all this. But I come in the name of God, the God of the host of the army of Israel, the one that you, this uncircumcised, is defiling. David ended up cutting off the head of Goliath, and that announced him. Why are you running away from your adversity? Young men, young women. Why are you running away from your challenges? Why are you running away from crisis? It is that crisis that will define your leadership, your ability to sit down and under the counsel of God, resolve it. Am I talking to you? After when I come down, I will stoop, sir. Now our Pope will be this. So you talk of Pope. If you don't honor him, honor God through him, you know, Sabi, that man, now our Pope. After God, as far as ECWA, now that man. Let me rush and tell you, because you need to know some of the things that inhibit your discovering your potentials so that you begin to reflect on them again. Number one, comparison culture. I've made reference to that. We live in a culture where we are on daily basis comparing ourselves with others. How they dress, how they talk, how they walk, how they eat, where they eat from, the kind of car they use. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you will never see what is in you. How do you overcome it? Return to your real self. Stop measuring yourself against others. Number two, inhibition. Premature labeling. You know, some of us had a very troubling childhood. When somebody walked up to us and said, you may not amount to much, or you don't look good. You know, let me share this. I never told anybody. I never told my wife. Thank God my wife is not here. When I was growing up, I was so short. And they would be taunting me in school. You know, you are short. Am I still short? Look at me now. Am I still? I don't know. Maybe I'm still short, but not as short as you. You know, and there were times I was almost contemplating on going to look for a doctor to cut this artery here. They told me that if I cut this artery, I may not grow tall. At that time, I was bothered about my size. Oh, this is the chike that they were taunting. Standing on the podium of International ECWA as a professor of strategic communication and the orator of Ebonyi State University, the delegate of a DCC to our highest cadre of church, and a council member in the university of my church speaking to this crowd, who is even interested in my size? You are interested in what is in me. Oh my God. If anybody ever told you anything, then or now, this is the time to say, that does not define me. What defines me is in me. What you say is your opinion. And your opinion is not a fact as far as I'm concerned. I am wonderfully and beautifully made. And that is why there's this growing trend. Women will be patching their buttock. And then fixing long nails. And then, all manner of things. They will be lacerating their body, perforating their nose. In fact, the other one I saw that perforated the mouth. The mouth. You see, what I'm saying is coming from God. That is why this shower of blessing. And even young men today are now even opening their ears and putting earrings. You don't see them? Those persons are saying, I am not good enough. God, you should have made me differently. That's what those people are saying. But for me and you, we are wonderfully made in the image of God. Limited exposure, please encounter people, encounter situations that will bring out the best in you. Avoid negative friends. Avoid negative environments. Because the moment you keep mixing up with negative friends and in negative environments, you will never become all that God has created you to be. Developing your potential. The discovering potential is awakening. But a potential discovered that is not developed is of no use. Awareness alone does not transform lives. Many individuals recognize their abilities, but never cultivate them sufficiently to produce consistent impact. Discovery asks the question, what can I do? Development of potential asks this question, how well can I do it? How well can I do it? It is possible. After today, you may go through the process of discovering. I'm afraid, will you be patient enough to develop it? The challenge that Joseph had was that he shared his dream to his brothers prematurely. The problem most of us have is that we share our dreams so prematurely. Let me digress. Young ladies, maybe somebody will propose to you in this camp. I'm prophesying. Please, when the young man proposed to you, don't go and announce it on Instagram and on Facebook. Allow time to strengthen the proposal. The same thing with your business idea. The same thing with that thing you are pursuing. Why are you rushing into that business when you need little time to get it to develop? Why? This truth is particularly, he said, everything worthwhile grows gradually. Everything. Root deepen before branches expand. In the same way, competence developed long before recognition appears. I don't like, okay, pray for me. Let me not use personal example again. But if you know the process it takes, is it funny? Of about 11 million members of ECWA to be singled out to come and speak in an audience where the president is seated. Is it funny? Is it a joke? It is not. Oh, for me, it is entering my CV. Now, you may wish to stand on a podium like Chike. Maybe you need to come, let me tell you, the crucibles that Chike passed through. The days in school, when tongue-tied and then avoiding questions in class, even in the university, though I graduated tops of my class. But then, because I was so, in fact, that was why I never had a girlfriend when I was in secondary school and even in the university. I was so shy. That's the reason. That's the reason. Sorry, sir, I'm confessing. Now, you need to know what the price is for you to get to a particular point in your life. It doesn't just happen overnight. They said an overnight success, that night would have been so long. Let me start rounding up. And they talk too much. You know, teachers talk too much. How potentials are developed. Number one, deliberate practice. Do I need to emphasize this? No. Each repetition becomes an opportunity to improve precision, eliminate error, and strengthen ability. Number two, mentorship. Are you willing to sit down, identify? That is why the day I identified Professor Basi Nwosu, from that day till now, I have no regrets in my life. Not one. Make una clap for him. Trustee zone 10. Do you have a mentor? Are you willing to sit down and listen? Are you willing to seek counsel from those who have passed that way before? You need a mentor if you will become all that God has created you to be. You need education, whether formal or informal. Education to expand your knowledge is important. Number 4, very important in developing your potential, character formation. I have said it maybe obliquely that no matter the potentials, I know of so many stories. I know. I've studied success in the past. I've read books. I can tell about so many stories. I know so many people that became so prominent that the world was waiting for their manifestation, only for them to crash in the last minute. Why? They fell at the altar of character. Talent will take you to the height, but only character will keep you there. If you must develop your potential and run with it, release it, maximize it, and be remembered for it, you must be a person of character. What did Joseph say? I will not see myself do this evil in the eye of my God. That singular act would have accelerated the growth of Joseph. But let me tell you what he would have become. He would have been a perpetual chief servant in the house of Potiphar, and nothing more. But Joseph said, no, I know I may go in for it. I know nobody will bear me witness. I know nobody will talk for me. But my God will not let me do this. I will lose everything. I will. I know I will. And certainly he did. He ended up in prison. And maybe he knew that fate awaited him. But he looked the wife of Potiphar and said, even my clothes, I will let it go. Oh, goodness. I love Joseph. And he let his clothes go. He let his temporal glory go. He let that thing that was working for him. Remember, he lost his clothes before. The brothers stripped him of his glory and dipped it in the blood of animals. He lost his clothes. Again, he lost his clothes. Meaning everything. In fact, at the time he was growing up, the much that we know about Joseph, apart from his dream, was that the father made him a coat of many colors. That was his identity, and it was stripped. And again, the wife of Potiphar took it. I said, I am willing to let my clothes go, but I will not do this evil in the sight of God. That is a person of character. Will you get to that level? If you cannot get to that level, your potentials will stare you in the face. You look at it. But on the day of reckoning, you got nothing to show. The inhibitions. Let me run with it. What inhibits development of potential? Number one, impatience. I don't need to emphasize this. You all know what I mean. Be patient. Kule. Jirinwayo. You will get there. Distraction of culture. Entitlement and early success. Early success. Maybe it's so that I do not forget. Maybe it's somewhere I may not have time. I may forget. Let me tell you. The greatest enemy of the discovery, development, release, and maximization of potential is not failure. It is success. When you let early success to get into your head, you lose sight of the bigger picture. And that is why you remain where you are. Fear of failure. Number 3, releasing your potential. I'm now running. What is in me is discovery. How well can I do it or refine it is the release or is the development. Will I use it? And where will I use it? Is the question of release. Many individuals reach this stage yet hesitate to move forward. Fear of criticism, fear of failure, and fear of inadequacy often delays expression. Yes, I wish you can get this into your head. Fear of failure, okay? Fear of criticism, okay? Fear of inadequacy. Who told you are inadequate? They will tell you. They will make you even feel it. But let me shock you. The moment you start doing it, all those who said you cannot do it will be watching you. And I know that from the Wright brothers. You know those guys that invented the airplane. People gathered around it. Oh, let's not go that far. Let's talk about Noah. He was building an ark. And the people in the neighborhood gathered and said, look at this man, wasting his time. That is what they do with you. When you are pursuing your dream, they'll tell you, you cannot do it. They'll tell you, nobody in your lineage had done it. They'll tell you, nobody from your community ever did it. But you say, yes, I know. It is true. But that is half truth. Nobody ever did it. But I will do it. That is the spirit that will enable you to release your potential. That is the spirit that you need to move from one step to the other. It's not just about discovering. It's not about developing. It is about release. Anything developed that is not released is not good enough. How to release your potential? Take initiative. Take initiative. Very important. Move on. In that business, move on. That song you want to sing, though they are telling you your voice is not good enough, start singing. That drum you do not know how to beat, they tell you you are an awful drummer. Go and start beating it. That book they said you cannot write, they say you're a poor writer. Start writing that book. That business they said you cannot do, go and start somewhere. Take initiative. That leadership in church, they say that you're not good enough. Take initiative. Start volunteering your leadership. Take initiative. Solve real problems. Make public contributions. Accept risk.